Ladies and gentlemen, the group stage is over at the Olympics. The U.S. have moved on. Canada has moved on. Finland has moved on. All of our boys have moved on. I don't know about the Czechs, actually. I could be off on that. But group stage is over. It just ended. The U.S. just finished their third game in group stage against Germany. We had a good time. We have a lot of things to get into. This is Clean Sheet of Ice, the Texas Hockey Podcast Olympic Edition. I'm your host, Stone Shrinkman, joined always by Dom Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Stone, this morning to afternoon hockey has been just pure heaven to all of us. But the slower part of the tournament is kind of whittled away. We are in the thick of things now, and it's going to be all steam coming downhill for what's looking to be a great tournament part of the Olympics.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start with the U.S. We got to start with the U.S. this weekend. Yesterday, Valentine's Day, was not very loving to us Stars fans, for the U.S. Stars fans. Obviously, with Finland starting it off that morning with 11 goals, 11-0 win over Italy. Hell of a win from Team Finland, securing the fourth spot, basically, and making sure that they bypass the knockout round and get into the quarterfinal stage. So good for Team Finland. We'll get to them in a minute. U.S. Decides to start Jeremy Swayman. We had talked about that on the live stream. We had talked about that, me and Savannah, on Friday's episode of Clean Sheet of Ice, that Jeremy Swayman is probably going to be the starter because of what Bill Guerin said in pressers for the last 6-7 months. Like he's mentioned, like Worlds mattered last summer, and just because Jake was in the Western Conference Finals, he wasn't able to go play in Worlds. Swayman played it. They won the gold medal there. It is what it is. Swayman gets a start. The problem is Jake Ottinger didn't dress. And then the other problem is what happened in that first period, in the second period, with Jeremy Swayman.
It was a nightmare in that, like, the blue line was buzzing and the most minimal shots were an issue to deal with for a United States goaltender. That shouldn't be. And I'm trying to find like positives from this. And the one positive is that I'm pretty certain we will not see Jeremy Swayman anytime soon.
Maybe, like, I don't know. It's like they don't have back-to-back games because they bypassed the knockout round. Obviously, you go to the quarterfinal, day off. I think it's just going to be Hellebuck, right? Like, there's no way. He started 2 games and he played 2 full games. There's no way it's not Hellebuck going into the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and hopefully the gold medal match. That's the goal here.
Yeah, like, now's not the time to get cute. I would at least dress Ottinger, but like, we're going to get into what we just saw with the United States and Germany, but like, for our blue line to be so good and all of our goaltenders not see a ton of shots, it's hard for a goalie to still be engaged and locked in. And as crazy as Hellebuck is and how much of a psycho he is, he's been able to do that. And like, do I trust him in the highest of highs? NHL postseason history says no, but the guys are feeling it right now, and it would be a mistake to kind of make any course correction on what you're playing.
Yeah, and our NHL fandom does get in the way sometimes of looking at these international teams and just being like, hey, why the hell are we not starting one of the best goaltenders of the last 3 seasons? Like, he has the most wins. Like, he's done a lot of things. He's won a lot of games in the playoffs. He's stolen a lot of games in the playoffs. People forget about that. Like, his first ever playoff series against Calgary, Game 7, he had 60 saves, like a jillion saves in that multiple overtime game. They end up losing, obviously, but that was the Rick Bowness era where if you scored 1 goal, like, you better hold on to it and just shut them out. Like, they just didn't score goals. We've seen Otter on the big stage. We've seen Hellebuck on the big stage. Both have faltered a little bit, but Otter's made it farther. He beat Hellebuck head-to-head last year. I don't know. It's just semantics at that point. But United States versus Denmark. United States wins 6-3. Denmark has some weird goals. The first one, not really one to blame Swayman there. The second one, though, the shot from the red line, like mid ice, we're just shooting it from there. I will say that the boards are dark. They're dark all the way around with the Milan Cortina Olympics banner with the blue and the green and everything. That's not a normal thing in the NHL. Obviously, there's ads on a lot of things, but they're white. They're base white. These aren't base white. These are base blue and green. It's really dark. It's like the ocean. The puck does kind of blend in for someone that's not colorblind. Then after the game, we learned that Jeremy Swayman's colorblind. That has to make it so much harder. And I have a tweet that's going semi-viral right now because I said we brought a colorblind goaltender to the Olympics, and a lot of people are angry at me for mentioning that. 1 in 12 guys are colorblind. Sure, I've met 3 colorblind people in my life. I'm almost 30 years old. That's it. 3. I don't think they're as common as everyone thinks. They say it's 1 in 12. I've met 3. I don't know, guys.
Imagine being a Boston fan and maybe not knowing this, and you're just like, "Oh, wow, what a great time to find this out about our goaltender who we paid a bag to a couple years ago." Like,
God, that shot was egregious, and I'm sure Swayman was just like, yeah, it was a shielded shot. There was a U.S. defender in front of him. I get it. It's still a shot from half ice, and that seems unacceptable, especially in the Olympics, especially when Canada. What did they win their game by? And did they win their game on? Was it Friday that Canada played? Yeah, they won 5-1. So you're sitting there like, okay, you still have like potential to go get the number 1 seed. Number 1 seed is very much out of touch now that Canada goes 10-2 against France today. So that was kind of just saying goodbye heading into this one because you kind of shit the bed. You allowed 3 goals in your second game and 1 goal in your first game. You've already allowed 4. You scored 10? So +6, +7 differential, whatever it was. Differential kind of went out the window heading into today. But thankfully the offense picked them up. The blue line was good. Thought it was a good game overall. It's just like those 3 goals. It's like, you should have allowed maybe only 1.
yeah, and I would love to give Sway like as much benefit of the doubt as I possibly can in this situation, and he'll be the first to tell you like it was just rough, but like these are important moments of the Olympics. Like we've seen with every game, no matter who's playing, the momentum swings are so massive that it can turn the lights off on a game if we do this in a non-knockout round game.
Yeah, and then you have that great second period. You have Kachuk, Eichel, and Brady Kachuk, Eichel, and then Hannafin score. You're feeling pretty good at that point. It's 4-2, and you're like, okay, get another 2 in the third period. We'll call it a day. 3 seconds left. There's another bullshit goal that goes in from the top of the blue line, like that, and it's 3-4 with 3 seconds left in the second period. You're like, okay, we're probably still going to score our 1 or 2 goals in the third period, but it is a 1 goal game going into the third period, and that's almost unacceptable. I know Denmark has some NHL guys. They don't have a ton. They have some, but pretty much unacceptable heading into the third period, being only up 1 goal when you have scored 4. That's the problem.
Yeah, this is the United States is a Premier League team, and they should not be in any kind of worry with a MLS team. Like that's just the reality of the talent on the ice. And you see it, like they can turn it on as quick as they need to, but you wanted to see a full 60 minutes of just controlling the game. And when you have weird moments like that, particularly in net, like it just it's not something you want to see.
It's not ideal. I will say, Brady Kachuk, next Olympics, if NHL players are allowed to go in the next Olympics, which I would assume they are because CBA is probably for at least a 5-year extension, right? Brady Kachuk needs to be the captain. I've decided in my brain, like he has to be the captain next time. He does everything on the ice. He's chirping, he's hitting, he's scoring, he's assisting, and he's leading the team. And you don't necessarily see that from Austin Matthews, and we don't know what he's like in the locker room and all that kind of stuff. All I know is that I need Brady Kachuk to wear the seat next time.
Yeah, he brings it. And when he's on the ice, like it's amazing that Florida, like it doesn't comprehend in my brain that Florida is not in the playoff picture at this point. And to see him knowing that this is the only meaningful hockey that he might be playing this season, like he's going for it. And I think it's just he's grown up with so much pride for his country. Even if Austin Matthews is a great captain, like this means everything to the Kachuk boys. And they cross their T's, dot their I's when that red, white, and blue is on their sweater.
Yeah, and the announcer, I don't know who was announcing for Peacock today. They've been atrocious this entire tournament, by the way. They've just been bad. The announcers have been bad. They mentioned that Keith Kachuk, their dad, Matthew and Brady's dad, told them growing up, like, hey, you make sure you take care of the training staff and everybody that takes care of, like, the equipment's guys, like, all that kind of stuff. He raised them the right way. He raised them to play hockey in a certain way, and that's not necessarily everybody's favorite way if you're playing against them, but it's my favorite way when they're wearing the red, white, and blue, and honestly, my favorite way when they're not wearing red, white, and blue when they're playing for their respective NHL teams. I love the way they play. Brady Tkachuk's been a monster. Today, obviously, you play against Germany. Werenski gets the first goal there late in the first period. It should be 0-0, and he scored one with 9 seconds left. Good way to end the period. Wasn't a great period, but it wasn't a bad period, right? I think he didn't score on the power play early, and it's just kind of a wonky power play. And then you get into the second period, you got Austin Matthews, Brock Faber, some weird goals. And then third period, you get Tage Thompson, Austin Matthews again. So good for Austin Matthews getting up and going when a lot of people were chirping him over the last few games. He's got a lot of points. He's got a handful of goals now in 3 games. I think he's stepping up to the plate in a way we didn't see at Four Nations last year.
I think he's really dialing in. And when I watch Austin with Toronto, he's kind of been like the table center, the playmaker, and the finisher. But seeing him make these plays in this game, he was the finisher. He was the sit back, Steph Curry, get to the corner 3, go through screens, and then make your play. And Quinn Hughes, man. Quinn Hughes is disgusting at getting guys open, and he's always got his name in the scoring sheet. And like when you're having that happen, when Austin Matthews doesn't have to be the, spinorama, triple deke style goal play, like it's disgusting to watch, because then Tage Thompson gets in the mix. Then everyone else gets their run, and you're seeing some real unity on all of these lines.
One last thing about the U.S. Otter did dress out today, so it was good to see him dressed out. He wore a flat bill and no beanie on the bench. That was different. It was a different look for Otter, so good for him to getting dressed out. Hopefully we get to see him dressed out more. Maybe we get a game in him. I would love to watch a game of Jake Oettinger, but at this point, I don't think he plays. And that's on Mike Sullivan and Bill Guerin. It is what it is. But you can't really do anything. I wanted to say something about Robo, because there is a perfect spot for him on this roster. That is, there's a guy that's taking a lot of ice time right now on the top few lines. And it's someone that you don't really like. It's Mr. Boldy.
Yeah.
It's just like he's there. Yeah. And he's not physical, and he doesn't grind on the boards. And it's like he's not on the score sheet. And you know who is labeled as someone that doesn't grind on the boards, doesn't do the dirty work, doesn't get in the muck, not very physical? It's Jason Robertson. He's always on the score sheet. I'm just saying that Boldy's doing something that Bill Guerin said that he's not doing anything that Bill Guerin said was a necessity to be on this team. And he's just not doing that through 3 games. And I'm still upset. This is all it is. I needed to point it out.
We just greased Austin Matthews' wheels about being the finishing guy.
Yeah.
Imagine if Austin got to set the table and Robo was the finisher, which he does with the Stars.
It's that, and it's like Austin Matthews had his best season ever with prime Mitch Marner, setting him up, setting the table. Mitch Marner's incredible at that. We've seen that at Vegas. He's really good at just setting the table for Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel's also really good at that. Jack Eichel's taken more of a goal-scoring approach this season. He scored more goals because he has Marner there next to him, right? If you just because Robo's a very underrated passer. I remember Mikko and Rope both saying that in the playoffs last season, is that, hey, Robo's like a really fucking good passer, and just no one talks about it because he scores a lot of goals. He has almost just as many assists as he has goals this season, which is saying that he's a really good two-way player on the offense. Having him there as a scoring threat and a passing threat for Austin Matthews would have been sick, would have been fun. Just wanted to point that out.
No, I mean, I'm with you, and I'm just praying that whatever happens in the rest of this tournament, we don't have to say what if on the roster. We can just say the best team won.
We'll talk about someone that I'm terrified of next.
Okay, let's get into it.
I'm terrified of Canada. I was looking at the roster before this started. I was like, we've got the best defense. We've got the best goaltenders on paper. We've got a pretty good, solid forward group. Obviously, we're missing 2 guys. We're missing Cole Caulfield and we're missing Jason Robertson. You put those on this roster, I feel great. I feel phenomenal even. Clayton Keller also kind of just like a nothing today. He hadn't played the first 2 games, so he had to get his legs under him. I get it. This Canada forward group is absolutely, utterly relentless and ridiculous and insane. Like, look, they had 10 goals today. Tom Wilson, Taves, Mark Stone, Cale Makar, Macklin Celebrini, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Bo Horvat, Brandon Hagel, and then Macklin Celebrini again. Macklin Celebrini is just a fucking dog, by the way. He's 19
Yes.
years old, and he's just like one of the best players in the world. So good for him.
Yeah, he's drawing penalties and scoring in the exact same play. Like I'm with you, and as we've been going through this, like I've been trying to talk myself into like it's even, but Canada on the power play. I thought Wyatt Johnston on the power play is automatic, but the Canadian power play, like they could tally the goal on the scoreboard before it happens because that's how automatic that is. The passing is just stupid on that team.
Yeah, whatever game was it yesterday or Friday that they played? They went on a power play and they didn't score, and I was like, "Oh my god, what happened?" Like I don't remember who they were playing. I don't remember what game it was, but it was not this game today. It was a game before. And I was like, "Wow, they didn't score. That's crazy, insane to me." But it's McDavid and Celebrini and Crosby. I think that's kind of just like terrifying me. Nathan McKinnon's there, sure, like he's a threat at times, but like he's not doing the same thing Nathan McKinnon does in the NHL, which is like go really fast, power score, like get set up, all that kind of stuff. And maybe that's because he's not playing with Brock Nelson right now. Cale Makar's really good, obviously. Tom Wilson, if he's getting on the score sheet, he had a really good day. He also fought today. That was the first fight of the Olympics, got tossed from the game. We'll see if there's any more supplemental suspensions after that. It's not required by the IOC, but it's a case-by-case thing if they want to suspend him for more. So we'll see about Tom Wilson. I don't know, man. The forward group just does not quit. There's every line. It's just terrifying. And I know the U.S. has a little bit of that, but they don't have McDavid, Crosby, Celebrini top line. They just don't have that. And that's terrifying to me.
Yeah, and when you look at that top line, like they've spent a lot of time together. Like I know they're on all separate teams, but they've trained with each other. They've played at the World Cups together. Like they have familiarity that like these States guys, like when the offseason hits, they're kind of all doing their own thing, which they have every right to. But like this Canadian team, those top blue chip guys, like they're disgusting.
They're insane. So I'm a little worried. I'm not saying Canada's a problem, i.e., like looking at Dez's Seattle's a problem thing, but they might be a problem.
Yeah, and defensively wise too, like they don't let a lot of shots get to Bennington. So Bennington like doesn't have to be the world savior like that, which the US same kind of deal because of the competition they're playing. So it's gonna be a war, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. The other thing is that Jordan Bennington's been lights out and making crazy saves when he needed to. Like,
Yeah,
he's being the superhero when he has to, and he doesn't necessarily have to. They're winning games 5-1, 5-2, 11 or 10-2. Like they're just beating the shit out of teams. So like that's kind of terrifying too. Like I said, big game pitcher, big game goalie. That's Jordan Bennington. So I'm just a little nervous. All right, I'm just pointing that out. I'm not wavering in my faith in the Team USA, but not having two of your best goal scorers is just kind of terrifying. Because if I had those two guys, not a doubt in my mind, I'm getting gold. I'm going home. Like that's what it feels like if I have those two guys on this roster. The problem is that Jason Robertson, Cole Caulfield are not on the roster. And I can't just be like, yeah, we're grabbing gold and we're going home. I don't know if we're grabbing gold and going home. I would like to. I would love to. I need to. I don't know, though.
I would advise anybody do not bet any money on this game because it's just a waste of money. Like it's gonna be so tight.
Checking in on the other stars, Radek Faksa for Team Czech. He had that 3-on-0 penalty kill the other day, and I was like, there he is, just Mr. Penalty Killer, Radek Faksa, just on a 3-on-0, getting a primary assist there. So that was fun. The Czechs, I don't know what kind of standing they're in. Obviously, they're in the knockout stage. We'll see if they make it out of there, get into the quarterfinals. That'd be cool. And then our other stars over in Finland, Dallas Stars North, Suomi. We love the finish. They put up 11 goals the other day on Italy and just kind of secured their spot as the 4 seed heading into the quarterfinals. So they get to skip the knockout round. They got the last knockout round bye. So good for Team Finland. They scored 11 goals. Mikko Rantanen had 2 assists in the first period. I think that was the first time. I don't know. There was a stat that came out. Miro Heiskanen got an assist there as well. Mikko got his 3rd assist in the 3rd period. And I don't know if anyone else had any points for the Stars necessarily. Roope Hintz, notorious no points and 11, 11 goals, which was crazy. But Granny did have 2 goals there for Team Finland, former star. So good game for Finland. Obviously, they needed it. 3, 3, and 5 were the goal scoring periods for them against Italy the other day.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster from the jump with Finland, but they're kind of hitting their groove now. And it's a team that we see it with our stars guys. Like they're going to make some risky passes, but when they connect, like it leaves wide open chances to make a play, and they've been bearing them now. So that's a team that we know the top 2 teams talent wise, but on paper, it does not matter what that paper says. If you're playing Finland, you're going to have to earn that win. And these guys, the way they're moving that puck, which is a huge factor in this Olympics, if you can move the puck with speed, it's a problem to defend with. And the Finns, man, they're looking good right now.
I don't know why we didn't have the ice ready like 6 months ago. The ice is so bad.
Yeah.
People just I get that they're playing like 3-4 games in a row on that ice too, so that's a problem too. Like it's just wear and tear, but it was bad from the jump for the women too. Like just people slipping and sliding all over the place. And these guys, some of them fall. They're playing on ice, sure. Some people slip here and there, but it looks like Dallas in June or in May when it gets real hot outside and the ice just starts to be a little too humid. See a lot more people falling in that left corner closer to the press box. That's just happening all over the ice, and that's kind of a problem for me.
Yeah, and we've had one bad injury right now.
Yeah, Fiala.
And I think we're kind of every country is just kind of on thin ice, literally, with the health of these players. And hopefully we get through with just that. But no, I think it was the game we watched together. In 1 minute, you could have seen 5 people hit the ice. Like that's how many dudes were slipping. Like it was bad.
All right, since we talked about Finland, hit that subscribe button. We got this Miko Rantanen bobblehead that we want to give away. It's a Moose bobblehead. We're hitting at 250 subscribers. We'll give that puppy away. We're at a little over 210. I think we're closer to 215 now. We had a great stream the other day on Thursday, Friday, whatever day Team USA played their first game. We streamed the group stage game. That was a lot of fun. We were live for the whole game. We had a lot of great times in the chat, answered a lot of questions, just hung out with chat, reacted to the game. It was a lot of fun. We'll be doing that again come this Wednesday. Wednesday, 2:10 p.m., U.S. will be playing in the quarterfinals. We don't know who they're playing yet, but we will be watching it live on Clean Sheet Advice on our YouTube channel, on Twitter as well. We'll be putting those links out and everything. So make sure you're in the chat. 2 p.m. on Wednesday, we'll be live streaming for Team USA's quarterfinal game. I think we're going to do Thursday gold medal match for the women if they make it there. And I think we're going to do it on Friday if the Team US makes it on to the semifinal. I think we'll be streaming that one. And then if they make it to the gold medal match, that's a big if, we might be streaming at 8 a.m. on a Sunday. We just might be. It might happen.
Yeah, dude, we will have to. Like with the amount of hype that'll be there, like it's gonna be fun.
I was talking to Josh about this. If they make it to the gold medal match, I think we can get a good group at the office for that one. So we might have some people at the headquarters at Apollo Media dog that one in. If they make the gold medal match, if we can convince Josh to wake up that early to go set everything up. It's 2 ifs. we just gotta see.
Yeah, we gotta see. And the boys in red, white, and blue look pretty good while we're on stream.
They did. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. Red, white, and blue. US, Finland are on the move. I think the US are gonna play Sweden. If Sweden wins the knockout stage, obviously they should. In theory, I think Sweden matches up with the US in the quarterfinals. I think that's what I saw on the timeline. I don't know. I could just be guessing at this point.
And I think that would be a good match for the States. Like the trajectory of games they've been playing, like they've kind of upped the attention to detail, really, like from Latvia to now with Germany. Like it's been a progression of talent that they have to defend and score on. And I would think the same thing for a Swiss team. Got a lot of great guys on that team. And like if you got Brock Nelson playing like he's been playing, like I 100% think these guys are gonna get to their true form at the highest peak of the Olympics.
Yeah, I like what you said, that each game was a little bit harder competition, right? With Latvia, you had a couple of guys that play in the NHL Then you go to Denmark, you got 4 or 5, and then right, and then Germany has 4, I believe. So, and it was also Stutzla, Draisaitl, like some guys that are some dudes, right, playing for Germany.
Yeah.
You had some dudes play for Denmark, Ehlers, and you got some good guys for Denmark as well. So I think the competition got a little bit harder. A lot of really good in the competition. You keep going steady, and you're winning 5-1, 5-2. Feeling pretty good. And then if obviously the U.S. are going to be the 2 seed. I don't know if when Finland comes into play, if they make it past the quarterfinals as well. I think that might be a semifinal matchup, which is terrifying.
Yeah, that's no walk in the park. They are notorious in World Juniors and Olympics for ruining Cinderella stories, and they could easily do it if particularly United States goaltending is not on their P's and Q's.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because I think Slovakia is the 3rd seed. I think they won their group. So like, which is wild that Finland or Sweden did not win a group. But I think Slovakia wins the group, so they get a bypass into the quarterfinals, just like Finland does. They got the 4 seed. So maybe that's a Slovakia-Finland matchup. I don't know what the matchups are going to be. I think Sweden is going to be our matchup, and then that last seed is going to be Canada's matchup. So should be an interesting one. Unless Sweden loses, then I don't know. Then it's all shit out the window, and I have no idea what's going on. That's pretty much what's happening.
Yeah, and just going into the tournament portion of this Olympics, for Team United States, you're so much bigger than everybody you play against on the ice. Like, these refs have I'm in the middle of I've been watching other games, and when it's not United States or Canada, they kind of make really, really touchy holding and hookings. But if you let these guys play hockey, like, the United States can kinda bully their way around, and the big key is Jake Ottinger. I'm not gonna complain about him not being on the ice, but he's really good at getting the puck out of the defensive zone and up into the neutral zone. That's going to be so important for Hellebuyck to not waste any time because our defenders can fly, and we need to get that puck into the offensive zone. It's going to be a challenge for Hellebuyck because he's not very good at it.
Yeah. I mean, we pointed that out during the playoffs this past season. It's just like, hey, he doesn't move the puck very well. He's pretty indecisive. So if you can pressure him a little bit, you can pressure him in mistakes. Maybe he's improved on that. Maybe he hasn't. I don't watch a lot of Hellebuyck because I'm not watching a lot of Winnipeg games. I watch about 4 a season, and that's it. So didn't pay attention to that. We'll do 15 seconds on Thomas Harley. He scored a goal the other day.
And like he's feeling it too. Like you talk about the forward scaring you. Thomas Harley is a monster on the PK blocking shots right now for Team Canada. Like I knew he was good. I didn't know he was this good.
Dude, I told you like 2 weeks before the Olympic break, I was like, Thomas Harley's out on the PK a lot. He's playing the whole last minute with Esa Lindell. Like, this is weird. It's interesting. Maybe Canada told him, hey, you're probably going to be on the PK because Jim Nill, upstairs, GM for the Stars, also one of the GMs or assistant GMs for Team Canada, probably was like, hey, been communicating with John Cooper and all the boys and Pete DeBoer, also on the bench for the first time in like 6 months. That's kind of crazy. But hey, you're probably going to play a little bit of PK. Why don't we just get you out there here for 30 seconds, 45 seconds at a time? You know, just play a little PK, see what's going on. Turns out he's really good at PK. I had no idea. We don't see Thomas Harley on the PK a lot. Seems like he's been pretty good on the PK. And now for Team Canada, he's doing the same thing. He's up on the second pairing with Parayko today as well. So Harley's playing his ass off, and he's going to come back and just be one of the best defensemen in the league, just like we knew Thomas Harley is. Maybe we just need an Olympic break or a Canada break for him every year, and he just comes back and he's better.
He's looked so good. And if you're watching Team Canada, like the guys that get healthy scratch is the talking point, in my opinion. Like they don't need Marchand. Like they're so good with Celebrini, and they're so good from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be my watch for them, is like who's not on the ice.
Yeah, they already said Marchand's playing in the quarterfinals, so we'll see who gets cut out. It could be Tom Wilson just because he got in a fight. I don't know. He might have to sit out by IOC ruling, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Olympics have been really fun, dude. You wake up at 5:30 in the morning and hockey's already on. Can't beat it.
Yeah. It's been such a joy to watch.
Because like on the weekend, it's been perfect because you wake up, hockey's on, hockey just ended. We get this podcast out of the way, and then we're done. Like I'm going to turn on the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game, and just kind of slug my way through that before we record the Apollo NBA show tonight, and then work my way through that. And then I get to go to sleep, and I wake up. I think tomorrow we've got women's hockey, if I'm not mistaken. We'll just go ahead and point that out. Tomorrow is Monday. Trying to figure out my days here. We got Sweden and the United States semifinal matchup for the women. Hannah Bilka, Dallas, Texas zone. She scored another goal the other day. Had six? I think they had 6 goals on Italy the other day. Not a big deal. Canada, Switzerland is the second matchup there. If we get U.S., Canada in the gold medal match on Thursday, we will be live streaming that one. I believe that's a Thursday. Could be a Wednesday. Couldn't tell you. I don't know what the scheduling is, but we'll be live streaming that gold medal match if the U.S. make it. So shout out to the women. They're kicking ass right now, and they're head and shoulders above everybody else. They're Team Canada in our bracket, but maybe even better. Like they just score so many goals, and they don't allow any goals. It's crazy. They've allowed 1 goal in 5 games.
They're so far and away better than everybody else. It's so fun to watch them. They know it too. And like one thing that's been so kind of crazy watching this Olympics is like I'm used to NHL production and NHL speed of games, and the halftime's over in a blink of an eye, and it's the same amount of time. I don't understand. Like the game goes so fast when it's Olympic play. It's hard to adjust.
Yeah, my wife was like, "Is this game going a little longer than normal?" And I looked at the time after the second period. I was like, it is a little bit longer of a game today, the Team U.S. game. So U.S. versus Sweden, they're both 4-0 heading into that semifinal game. So let's go Hannah Bilka. Let's go Team USA. Let's go men's USA. Let's go Jake Ottinger. And let's go Team Finland. Let's keep it there.
Yeah, and we will get to – it's going to have such a crazy feel when we get to like that Final Four and these guys really going for it. Refs, please let them play hockey. I understand it's Olympics, but please let them play hockey.
Within reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you got to call something, call it. Please call it. Like if it's on them, not on us. Don't call it on us. That'll do it. That's Clean Sheet Advice. We'll be back later this week. I don't know if we'll have a Wednesday episode necessarily, just because we're probably live streaming on Wednesday. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Team US isn't playing until Wednesday, so we don't really have anything to talk about until then. So yeah, no episode Wednesday. We'll be live streaming on Wednesday afternoon. I think that's Team US versus probably Sweden in the quarterfinals. We'll be live streaming the Clean Sheet Advice YouTube. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode or a live stream like this on Wednesday. And we'll be back very, very soon with another episode of Clean Sheet Advice, Texas Hockey Podcast.